Okay, I got this clock home this evening. Like I was explaining, I was going to cannibalize the parts off it. Well, I still probably will, because one thing about this clock, you can see this here, that is not veneer. This is contact paper. It looked like some kit to actually fix the OG clock at one time, or maybe it was just, I don't know. It's coming off. There's nothing under it. The cases would really need some attention. They've put it on here too. It's a vinyl laminate or whatever, a contact paper. But anyway, I found some curious things about this clock. You can't really see this, but up here is the name right there. This clock is a Clarke Gilbert and Company clock, which tells me that this clock, Clarke Gilbert and Company manufactured clocks from 1841 to 1845. And then William Gilbert bought Clarke's share, and then he started making clocks, William Gilbert clocks, after that in 1848. Also, I don't even know if you can see this or not. This clock has been serviced. And a lot of times if you start looking on an old clock, you will see the names of the people that serviced the clock. And they write on the door, they write on the back. I don't know if you can even see this or not. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. It's right here. I will read it to you. It's right here. It's right here. I'll try to take a still picture of this, and right here. Some of the stuff I can read is George N. Clarke. Now that may have been Mr. Clarke that manufactured the clock. I'm not real sure because I could never find the guy's first name. And it says by Ridge Grant Company, February 17th, 1874 it was serviced by a guy named Parker. That was serviced in 1854. There was a guy that serviced it in 1875. That's all the dates we have. I'll try to get some stills on that. But the sad part about it is that this is plastic on here, and I don't know what I would do with that. I know I'm not going to get rid of the movement or whatever. We'll see what happens with the parts. But it's just a shame that this clock wasn't in better shape, because this is a really rare clock, I would say. Alright, about the first thing I'm going to do is to get this movement out of here. And all it is a couple of little nails that are bent over. And we'll take this out, we'll take it upstairs and clean the movement, then I'll lube it up. This movement is, I've got a hand I found. Not a very nice looking hand, but found it. This movement is seized up. If you move this hand, you can't really move it without damaging the hand. It kind of makes it tick if you... There. That shouldn't do that. Can you hear that? That shouldn't happen. So we're going to have to clean that up with some stuff. I use Dawn detergent a lot of times and scrub it in the sink. Hey, if it takes crude oil off a duck, it'll take the dirt and grime off of this movement, I'm telling you. So let's grab it out of there. This might take a while. If you want to run to the kitchen and get yourself a cup of coffee, you might as well go ahead. I'll be a while on this. Cheers. You got to pound it down. Oh yeah, she's dirty. Well, I got the movement out of there, And I just left it on the board there. It's like, I don't know if that's threaded or what. I'll have to dig into that. Yeah, like I said, this thing is probably hadn't ran in a million years. It's an old Seth Thomas Plymouth Hollow. I got another clock from Plymouth Hollow. It's a Morris and Company. And the reason why I bought that is Morris, the guy that built that clock, and he was also related to Seth Thomas. He was in my family line. He was like a distant cousin. And Seth Thomas is also in my family line. But I think we can... doesn't even look like the bushings are messed up here or anything. I don't know. I just think this is just needs to be cleaned a little bit and oiled, and we'll put it back in. Now here's the bell that's in there. I can't imagine that being the right... Man, you hear that like that, man, at 5 o'clock in the morning, that'd get you right out of bed, wouldn't it? Now let's take this upstairs and clean it up. Also, I got to get the vacuum out. I don't know if you can... Let's get the flashlight in this. There's some dirt in there. And also, I don't know where this thing was, but right in there, if you can see, there's a mud dauber nest right there. That'll tell you something. I never found like $100 bill in any of these clocks. I don't know. I stay optimistic, but... All right, I got the movement out. I did take one part off that old clock I was showing you, the gong. I took that bell off. What did I do with that bell? I don't know what this was for. Look at that. I'm not sure what that all did. But anyway, I put the gong on there. As you can see, it's from Plymouth Hollow. Now, my next step, while I'm waiting for that movement to soak in the solution upstairs, I'm going to clean this OG case up a little bit. It's got the original glass, however, somebody must have scraped the tablet off of it right there. But here's what we got to work on. See this? The laminate, or the veneer is gone off of here. I'm not going to do much with this veneer that's here. There's a little bit of bad spot here. But I have cut this square right here. There's a little chip gone over there. I've cut this square right here. And I ordered this roll of veneer right here from Amazon. I've used it on other clocks. It probably won't exactly match this veneer, but you can cut it and put it there and it irons on. So you cut your pieces like this, and then you iron it on, and then you go ahead and stain it, and you stain it with the rest of the clock. So that's what we're going to do right now. Then when I get that all intact there, we're going to clean the clock case up and run some stain on it, wipe it off, and put some Johnson wax on it. And that's all I'm going to do. I don't restore clocks. I just detail them, get them to run, and that's good enough for me. I don't know what I'm going to do with the tablet. I do have some ideas there, but it is the original glass, because you can see this clock's probably from the 1850s. You probably can't tell, but the glass is all distorted right there and everything. So that means that glass was probably made then. Too bad they had to scrape what was left of the tablet off of there. Well, let's get busy on the case there and see what we can do with it. All right, I've been working on this this veneer. This stuff irons on. So this is what I've got. I ironed the corners on. I got a little piece over there, right there, if you can see that. Then I filled in this. As you can see, it's just rough right now, but we're going to cut this to the shape of the case. I use my wife's iron. It's sitting right there. Don't let her know. So we're going to cut that, and then we're going to sand this a little bit, and then we're going to stain it the best we can, clean the case up, and by that time I think the movement should be clean. And we're going to bring the movement down, see if we can't get it going, put it back in, and see if we can't make this thing run. Alright, I got some of that veneer done. If you can see, I hope I'm not shaking the camera too much, but I trimmed it off, took a file and filed it even, inside and out, squared it up. Also, I found some of the molding, the laminate coming apart here. The rest of it looks fairly tight, but I had to improvise. Got this pencil there because it is a kind of goes into a crown right here, and so I got some glue up under there. I'll let that sit for about an hour, and in the meantime, I'm going to start cleaning this case up. It's still a little bit rough around the edges, but it's hey, this thing was made in the 1850s. What do you want? Like I said, I don't restore clocks. I just detail them out and I get them going. Okay, I got the old Seth Thomas all put back together. It's still missing a few crucial parts. I kind of got a makeshift pendulum going in there, and needs weights and a Seth Thomas pendulum to make it right. Also, I got to work on the tablet that goes in that bottom glass. Now let's take a look. The movement was kind of seized up. I washed it upstairs, lubricated it with some clock oil. I took the hands off of that first clock I showed you, and that old pendulum you see going, that came with it too. Also the gong, got rid of that bell that came with the thing. I'll show you the sad part right now. I've been working on this clock all night, and that's the right time right there. It's 3:50 in the a.m. Not a bad old clock for 30 bucks, I don't think. It was kind of fun putting it together. Like I say, I don't restore the clocks. I just all I do is kind of freshen them up a little bit, get them to run, and make sure they keep an accurate time. Okay, hey, thanks for watching. Bye now. Alrighty then. This is a Clarke Gilbert and Company clock. I believe it was manufactured in about 1842, because I think they made clocks from maybe 1841 to 1846 before Gilbert took over, and it was called Gilbert Clock Company, but this was Clarke Gilbert and Company. And I got this clock for like 15 bucks, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. It had somebody had replaced the veneer with some kind of vinyl contact paper, and it was a mess. I was thinking about saving the movement and then getting another case for it. But I started tinkering around with the case. Of course, it doesn't have veneer on it, but I cleaned all the glue, and it had a foam backing on it. I cleaned all that out and got it going. And it's okay. This is this tablet I put in here. This is only temporary. I got something else coming for this, but this is something I had laying around. I redid the dial on it. I got a set of hands coming for it, and I got a pendulum coming for it. But it does